Hello and welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We're gonna speak about Donny van der Beek. Now, welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel, lads. My name is Cossy. We are gonna speak about Arsenal transfers. Obviously, one in a million. I mean, this is the name I never expected ever again to appear on the radar of Arsenal. But of course, you know we are always linked with loads and loads of players, and this time it is Donny van der Beek. Arsenal have inquired about the availability of the player, and we have also held talks with his agent to see whether he is available and could join Arsenal as a potential replacement of Granit Xhaka. So we're gonna speak about that and more. Please do smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm back. Everybody who missed me, I'm back. So this video is brought to you by OneXBet. Obviously, do check out their website. Link is in the video description. Use promo code COSTYMedia for you to win loads and loads of prizes, and you could also win up to $130 just in bonuses on your first deposit if you use my promo code COSTYMedia. And let's get into it. So a couple of days ago, I've been looking at Arsenal transfer news. I've been sick, so I've been looking at Arsenal transfer news and how they've been transpiring and how things have been moving on. And I noticed a couple of names. Among them is Donny van der Beek. So let us speak about Donny van der Beek. What is his transfer situation like? Would you take him at Arsenal? Would I take him at Arsenal? Do I think he has the ability to replace Granit Xhaka? Is he better than what we have? And is United even, could they think about selling to a rival, a product, a quality like Donny van der Beek? So Donny van der Beek signed for Manchester United last summer for around 30 million euros. That was just a joke. It was just a joke. You know, at the time when Arsenal was looking for such kind of a player, Manchester United signed Donny van der Beek when they were never gonna use him. We're fighting to get Houssem Aouar, and they signed van der Beek, and I think it was a brilliant signing by Manchester United. He's not things have not actually worked out well for him, but it's the first season. You never know. United could lose Paul Pogba, and they could use Donny van der Beek, because I think what Donny van der Beek gives you is that kind of number 8 that has more and more quality going forward. That kind of, you know, I mean, I would take him at Arsenal. He's better than Granit Xhaka all day long. I would take him, you know, instead of Granit Xhaka, because the beauty with Donny van der Beek is his ability to roll that ball forward at a very, very terrific speed. Yeah, he can't be he can't be a number 10, but I think his best position is that deep role, playing with that deep number 6. If you give him someone to give him the protection, he's not a number 6. So you cannot use him as a CDM, and that's why I think whenever Fred and Pogba are fit, they will always shadow him at Manchester United, because Ole believes Pogba and Fred should come first, ahead of him. But I think honestly, if Arsenal signed a player like Donny van der Beek, if we got Donny van der Beek, it would be outrageously different in our midfield. Mikel Arteta has already shown us he wants something different. He wants someone who has a different skill set than Thomas Partey. He doesn't want someone who has almost a similar kind of playing style than Thomas Partey. And for me, van der Beek is that kind of player. But there's so many questions to ask around this still before we get excited. First and foremost, can we pay the 35 million pounds or 40 million pounds? I don't think at the time United will ask for the 50s, but he is worth the 50 million pounds, because he's just signed a new contract with Manchester United last summer. So that means they could want to maximize the prices. But also looking at Arsenal going into Manchester United, to get out a player like Donny van der Beek moving from a club that has finished second in the league, a club that is runners-up in the Europa League, a club that has automatically qualified for the Champions League, to a club that is, yes, I know he might want game time as a player, and that's the only reason he would take such a step from Manchester United to Arsenal, getting game time and also problems with the manager. There's no clear explanation as to why Ole doesn't use the player, because I think first and foremost, he's better than what he's got. Honestly, apart from Paul Pogba in that midfield, I think Van der Beek should be the next in pecking order, should be the next player in hierarchy. But like many people say, the managers see what we can see. But I would take Donny Van der Beek at Arsenal. I think he reminds me of Santi Cazorla. He reminds me of those kind of players. If you watched Croatia and you've watched their midfield, the likes of Marcelo Brozovic, the way they connect, the way they create that consensus around Luka Modric, and the beauty with the players like Donny Van der Beek and Luka Modric is they're always gonna spread that play. They're always gonna create that kind of ambience where everybody can dance, and that's the beauty with Donny Van der Beek. So I like him as a player. I would have taken him 1 or 2 years ago at Ajax, but at the moment I think he's above our level. Yes, Arsenal have inquired about the availability of the player. We have reached out to the agent. We have talked to him, but he is out of our league right now. He's a Manchester United player. Who at the moment, for me, if he's gonna make a bigger move, it's either gonna be to a club like PSG or a club like Barcelona or Real Madrid. I don't see him go down the ranks to Arsenal, but I would take him because he has, he's a player that has a very different skill set than Granit Xhaka, and my problems with Granit Xhaka being that lack of decisiveness. In play, I want a player who's typically giving me something. Now with Granit Xhaka, he's more like a mediocre. He's more like a player who's comfortable where he is, but we are not actually getting it. We are not getting out much out of him. Look, if you look at Leicester City and what they get from a player like Yuri Tillemans is more of you would say more of a Rom Data kind of player, but they get a lot. They get a lot of creativity. They get a lot of patching up. They get a lot from Yuri Tillemans. If you look at a club like Wolves and what they get from Ruben Neves, and there's a big debate whether Ruben Neves should be the one to replace Granit Xhaka. But again, if you look at what Ruben Neves offers to Wolves, it's something big again. It's something that is visible. Now, for Granit Xhaka, I think he is a great player. He is a good player. But what he offers Arsenal is a little bit, I don't want to say insignificant, but you need someone who can give you more. You need someone who can, do better. And I think there are players out there that can do better. And I think Van der Beek would be one of them. So I would take Van der Beek at Arsenal, honestly. Tell me if you would take Van der Beek in the comment section all day long. I would take him. The pricing, I think we should have, and I said it last summer, how have Manchester United signed Van der Beek without any competition? Yes, another player was interested in the move, and he thought it was going to be a bed of roses at Manchester United, which it hasn't. But how did they sign him without Arsenal even trying to destabilize that? Because we needed such kind of a player last summer. We needed that kind of player. And the money we had, I think if you didn't sign Aouar and you signed Donny Van der Beek, nobody was going to scream because he had a fantastic seasons at Ajax. And I think that's where the problem with Arsenal comes in. We are always late. We are always, doing our deals late. It is the 14th of June, and we have not done any transfers. I don't know whether we are just gonna bombard in players from heaven, which is a little bit not typical of Arsenal. The last time we signed in, so many players at once, it was I think it was after Manchester United had beaten us 8-2. That's when we brought in the likes of Mikel Arteta, on that deadline day. I don't want to remember these days. But anyway, Arsenal have inquired about the availability of Donny Van der Beek, and we have also contacted his agent. Let's wait and see what happens. Anyway, I'll be back with more transfer stories. I'll speak about a lot today. Speak about the likes of Lacatelli. Speak about the likes of Rodrigo Di Paul. I will just speak about so many players. So make sure you hit the like on the video, and of course subscribe, because if you do not subscribe, you will not find the channel again, and you won't be able to see the transfer stories. So do us a favor, do yourself a favor as well by subscribing to the channel. I'll speak to you soon.